So when federal authorities went and raided Jeffrey's mansions, there were a lot of weird things that we were able to see. We didn't get to see the entire raids, but the parts that were filmed, one thing that really catches my eye every time I view the videos that were taken by the federal authorities is the photos that Jeffrey had all over his home. So here's an exhibit uploaded by the government, and this was a photo of Jeffrey's desk. And on it you can see that there is a photo of a little girl right here. And in this photo it looks like a man and a baby or a little child. Who are these kids? Who do these children belong to? Here's another photo that was taken by the authorities. This is a photo of Jeffrey and Ghislaine being blessed by Pope John Paul II. And of course you can see more photos of young girls displayed. I've shown you guys this one before. This is some of the art that was in Jeffrey's home. Just very disturbing. More baby photos, but I'm assuming that these are probably Jeffrey or Ghislaine's or someone in their family because they do look really old. Okay, here's the stairway of Jeffrey's mansion, and tell me that this right here, the fireplace, does not look exactly like what Donald Trump has done with the fireplace in the Oval Office. Like the gaudy gold, cheap looking decor. I don't know if you guys can see, I'll zoom this in when I'm editing it. There are like some very bizarre little statues under that table. Here's another photo. This looks like a young Jeffrey, maybe Ghislaine with him. Can't really tell. Definitely looks like a young Jeffrey over there though. We have some women, a topless woman. There's someone here. I had to blur some of this out. You can find the original photo online. This appears to be a woman topless with laying in bed with a man. This was another photo taken into evidence. This is a photo that was on Ghislaine's desk in Jeffrey's mansion, and I had to blur it out and censor it a bit, but she is completely nude. I would also really love to know who this man is. This was another photo taken into evidence. This is clearly a young girl in the pool next to a man, and I'd love to know who this man is. This was also a photo that Jeffrey had hanging on his wall that was taken into evidence, and it has been the source of a lot of speculation for quite some time, because there are a lot of people who have speculated that the woman in this photo is Amy Winehouse, as there is a connection between the Winehouse family and like the political elite. Daphne Barak was a former confidant to Amy Winehouse and a fairly well-known interviewer. Daphne's been pictured with figures including Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Steve Bannon, the Kennedy family, and she has secured interviews with Amy Winehouse and her family, Kevin Federline, and even figures like Fidel Castro. I'm not saying that this is definitively a photo of Amy Winehouse. It's been speculated because of that connection, but who knows? There's another one. This is another photo that was taken by the FBI. Really hard to make out any kind of facial features or anything. If you told me this was Donald and Melania, I would not question it, but obviously I don't know for sure. And lastly, I was looking at his bookcase, and there's a lot of books in here that I cannot make out what the names are. One book that I did notice was On War, was a book that he had in his collection, which is a book about military strategy, power, and manipulation. It would be a useful read for someone who is obsessed about learning how to become more powerful than they already are. But if anyone knows, I'm so curious about what this book, the one with the face on the spine, is. Does anyone know what this book is? I'm just very curious. I could not find it anywhere, and I'm very curious. And if anyone recognizes any of these other books, I would love to hear if you know what they are. Anyway, I hope that media and reporters keep the pressure on with this situation, because this is something that is so important and is still so relevant. And there are so many people who need to be held accountable that can be held accountable, but at this point we are choosing openly, without shame, to protect them. And I'm getting very tired of it. It does not seem very American to me to protect people who hurt children.